I don't know if there's enough time to go through the whole thing to where you can get a complete understanding. But last year, prior to the start of the Arena Football League, I got involved at a local level with the Nashville Cats to help an ownership group, and just because I'd stayed in Nashville and understood the market, and so I offered to help, and then. I mean, within literally 6 to 8 weeks after I got involved, I was appointed the interim commissioner. Things fell apart in the league that we were involved in, but we bonded and we found a way to to finish the season. And that last year it started with about rough give or take 16 teams, and we went to 12, and then we had 8 teams finish on our own, and we had the IP rights to AF1, so we stayed together. We spent a better part of the off season putting together a new league. So this is kind of our inaugural season, if you will, at AF1. So anything that took place last year was history. We're off to a new start. We got a really good front office going, and as you guys know, everybody knows this. It is You're going to be as good as the people you surround yourself with. So a lot of people with experience. We're in the middle part of our season right now, getting ready to go into week 7. We had exciting weekend this week. We had a 40-40 tie with just seconds left, and that game was decided. So I mean, it's fun to watch these things. So I came on board full time as commissioner. We got a lot of work to do. It's our inaugural season. We are building ourselves and positioning ourselves for a big time 26, where we're going to have a number of more franchises involved, and we got a lot of good stuff going.
What is the ultimate goal of AF1? I mean, in an ideal world for you, coach, is it merely like 32 teams and rivaling the NFL, or what is your goal for the league?
No, we're not. By no means are we going to try to compete with anybody other than some of the other indoor leagues that come and go. But we want to be the premier indoor league. We have already explored international opportunities, international investors, and so there's a lot going on kind of behind the scenes. But trust me when I say 2026 is going to be an eye opener for everybody. It's going to be. We're going to finish our season. We're going to have a bowl game. We're going to have a championship this year with 8 teams that we started with, and then we're going to grow. By how many teams, I can't tell you. We may double in size, but there's a lot of interest out there, and a lot of, as I said, a lot of interest from a sponsorship standpoint as well. We've partnered with Hulk Hogan and Great American Beer, and so he's going to be showing up to one of our nationally televised games, which is televised by Vice on Sunday night game of the week. So he'll be making an appearance here down the road as we get closer to the playoffs. And so we got some cool stuff. We're doing All of our games are being broadcast right now on Evergreen now, and I was spent better part of yesterday afternoon and last night watching them. So it's out there. We're just expanding. We're in the the starting phase, that initial phase of the new league, which we just started this year. We call this, as I said, our inaugural season.
Regarding expansion, are there any cities that you could tell me that are kind of in the early goings for an expansion team next year?
Well, we had a number of teams that we carried right up to the start, and then we collectively said, "Let's wait till next year. We just don't think you're quite ready to go," because they didn't have a lot of time. And when you're putting together a franchise that obviously involves the obvious things. I mean, the personnel, the coaches, the team, but also sponsorships and being able to afford. And we didn't want to have to take on the financial responsibilities to some teams that weren't prepared. But yeah, there's teams on, I'll be specific as I can, there's teams on the East Coast, the Midwest, and the West Coast that are interested, and some beyond the coastlines. So we will be releasing that information as we become closer to it.
Are there any notable, I guess, celebrity names or famous names you could tell me that are interested in being a part of an ownership group at this point?
Yes, there are. I can't give you the names.